wonderful. You know, to bring the Slovakian community within your community, it was just fabulous. Long may your work continue, as I'm sure it will do, and who knows what, we could be stood here in another 25 years, celebrating even more. Congratulations and welcome to you all.
Thank you. Right, I've made a few notes because just before I came up from the office I was just scribbling down all the things. Going back 25 years actually, I was thinking, 25 years, wow, it's such a long time and it seems a long time. But when you think back of some of the events and the things that have happened over that time, it only seems like yesterday in some ways. It's silver anniversary, so 25 years, congratulations to everyone and well done. And going back to 1989, I was thinking when, and I've said it to a couple of people earlier, we all think that the Pakistani community really started in Sheffield, but particularly in Britain, mostly around the 1950s and the 1960s. But we actually know that Pakistan community came and visited and lived here in Britain since the actual 17th century. But especially during the 50s, when Pakistan people came over to actually work in Britain. And generally at that time it was felt that it might have been temporary, and then there was the introduction of the 1962 Commonwealth Immigration Act, which then meant that the Pakistani families settled here, brought the families over here, and then now look at us today, we've got a 19% in Sheffield, 19% population of BME communities, and the largest one of those is the Pakistani community. So when I look back, what actually shames me in a sense is that we recognised at that time what contributions that particularly Pakistani community made to our great cities in Britain during the 1950s and the 1960s. And we know that, and I've even heard tonight of some sort of what now is known to have been extremely racist, discriminatory behaviour against your particular community. So during that 1950s and 60s, even recognising that contribution, as a country, I don't think we were very welcoming, and to be honest, it was quite shameful. However, that's in the past. So during those 50s and 60s and 70s, it was quite a difficult time to settle your families here, to find jobs, to find schools and to integrate into the community. I think particularly in Sheffield, because I'm aware of this, in the 80s, this was acknowledged and recognised. So it's sort of towards the late 80s when people like yourselves were coming forward and other organisations, and particularly like the council, and I'm going to talk a little bit about housing associations, came together and worked together to provide the services and the facilities and the housing to settle Pakistani families and to make sure you were integrated into all our communities. In 1989, I worked for South Yorkshire Housing Association, and I'd been there a few years at that time, and I was tasked to work with the Dore Co-op, and the Dore Co-op, and then subsequently the Asian Housing Association to develop housing. And when I think back to that time when I worked there in the mid-80s, the housing in Dore was, it was like back-to-backs. There were some council housing, but terrace. And then we started developing good family homes, good standard family, large 3- and 4-bedroomed houses. And that's about exactly the same time, isn't it, that the Pakistan Muslim Center sort of rose up, because it was about working together. It was not just about housing and schools. It was about communities. It was about all the work that you needed to do within that community. And what you've done, I mean, not do you only work for all sectors, work with and welcome all sectors of the community. You work right across Sheffield, so you welcome all particularly Pakistani community from across the city, from Sharrow, from Furvale, from Netheredge, from, right across Attercliffe, Darnell. But you also welcome all the communities around. So as Vicky said, I never feel any more welcome than I do when I come to visit yourselves. No one treats me any more welcome than you do. But then looking at all the projects that you do around education, around health, you know, around sport and leisure and drama and activities, digital, you've even got a gym. And it's for education, it's for leisure, and it's for employment as well, for the employment, because we know we've got an issue, and particularly around youth and employment and all the work that you're doing with that. You provide advice and guidance and support in a general sense on housing, on immigration, on schooling, on, you know, everything within that particular community. You raise money for charity. Yes. I wrote that one down as well. I can remember all that around the Pakistan flood relief, about all the activities we did together, didn't we, around trying to raise that money in particular. And I'm sure that anything comes about within Sheffield as well, and within your homeland, that we all get together, don't we? And it's one way that we can do that. I've heard about the open day. I'm sorry that I couldn't attend, but I've heard about that wonderful open day, and the Lord Mayor's already mentioned that. And also we had the celebration where we transferred over the building. That's right. At long last, didn't we, to you? And I was asked that question earlier around, so what did that mean? Well, it means for you that it gives you greater ownership about what you can do. You can be more commercial, you can generate your own income, you can raise your own funds, and you can do as much as you're doing, and you can do more. And I'm going to finish now because I can go on forever. I've got lots and lots of notes. I believe Sheffield is the friendliest, most cohesive, inclusive city, certainly in Britain, but I think particularly right across Europe as well. And that's because of people like yourselves. So when anything happens, like we get the EDL coming to town, or we get other big issues, we come together, we help each other, and we sort out our problems together, don't we? But we also support you, and we also celebrate together. You've got the most dedicated team of the board, and you've also got staff, the most dedicated staff. You've got a great community, and you've got so much support. Shafak's here, I know he supports you so much. You've got support from everyone. So congratulations on this 25 years, and I look forward to the next 25 years.
Brilliant.
Right, Vicky.